this evening, wherever you're watching this live stream from. It's great to have you join the class tonight, the stream tonight. Um, let's just wait for YouTube to do the thing, send the invitation to the rest of the class. Okay, document yourself. Okay, share the link, and we are okay. Not as much. I think I need to adjust this. Yeah, I think it's better this way. It was a bit blurry then. I think it's better this way. So welcome each and every one of us again to this live stream. Mr. Jolas, it's great to have you join us. So just quickly load my material so you can just good. Thank you. So we are taking the course ENT 101, and we are taking the unit 1 today. In this class we'll be taking the module 1, and we're starting from the unit 1, and we are going to be, I hope we can cover the module 1, then we move to module 2 in the next class we are going to be having later today. So without wasting much of our time, without further ado, we just hop into it right away. So we have introduction to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a very interesting course, just like philosophy of science. It has a lot to do with reality. Entrepreneurship is one course that is one discipline that everybody should know about. It's actually, though I see entrepreneurship as the medium to financial freedom, because you can imagine richest people in the world today, they are not salary earners, they are not working for an organization or something, they are all entrepreneurs. So it's a very wonderful course. It's a course that should be even taken serious, like important, compared to mathematics and all the likes, because many of us still say that some person will say, I know mathematics a lot when I was in secondary school, in university. Is mathematics making me the money now? Doesn't really work that way. It just is. It's an holistic term itself. Covers a lot of things as an entrepreneur. A lot of things are involved, and if one can break through on it, definitely the person is forever set free comes to financial when it comes to his finances and a lot more. So the very first unit we are taking on in unit 1, the unit 1 has about um, module 1 has about 4 units, and we are taking the very first one, which is the definition, nature, and concept. Concept of management, entrepreneurship and management. All those things we're going to be considering tonight. Just have to increase, okay? So let's just the main content is we're going to be looking at what we have management, the meaning of management, the scope of management, the purpose of management, and who a manager is. All those things we are going to relate it into what entrepreneurship is really all about. Now, the concept of management in profit and non-profit organization. So in order for us to move at a very fast pace, we will not be going through the materials word for word. I'm just going to be taking out some points so you can go. This material is about 208 pages. It's a long journey so far. So just going to take it that way, just like we had philosophy of science. But this is going to be a little bit more. We're going to be going a little bit more in depth into things. So we have the introduction now. In this unit, we'll be talking about the definition, the nature, the concept of management. And by the end of the unit, you must by then have known what management entails, whether management is art or science, or who is a manager. So now we have the very first main content, the very first lines of our main content. We have, okay, now, meaning of management. The basic element of every organization is to achieve its goal or purpose. Why do we have management in an organization? Basically, the reason why we have management in an organization is that every organization, the basic element of every organization is what? Is to achieve its goals and purposes. So therefore, management is a conscious practice of shaping the organization to achieve its goals and objectives. I'll say that again. Management is the conscious practice, that's the deliberate practice of shaping organization to achieve its set goal and objectives. In the world, in other words, it is a process of working with people and resources to accomplish organizational goals in effective and efficient manner. Management is the process of working with people and resources put together to accomplish organizational goal and in an effective and efficient manner. Every organization is set up for one reason, to achieve its goals and objectives. It could be profit oriented organization or a non-profit oriented organization. But definitely every organization has a goal, and that is what makes the organization, an entity, because it's striving at achieving a goal. And we have everybody working together. We have system, we have subsystem working together, and everybody has just one interest. No matter your tribe, no matter who you are, we all have one common interest, and it's to achieve the goal and the objective of the organization. So we have the four traditional management principle includes: one, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Are the four traditional management principles. I will say that again. Traditional management principles are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. So we have that as that. Then we can just move on and we'll talk about the scope of management. What about also the scope of management? What do we mean? Management is applicable to both business and non-business organizations alike, such as banks, factories, hospitals, as well as churches, mosques, and orphanages. They, these and many more include one personal affair to be managed. So the scope of management has to do with management of personal affairs, you know, management of, when we talk about the scope of management, it has to do with ensuring that the coming together of an entity, the achieving of the goal of an entity is attainable. That is the scope of my mind. It can be applicable in all and phases. Now, when we talk about church, when we talk about factories, hospitals, banks, mosques, name it, management is essential. So we have the purpose of management now. Now, the basic purpose of any form of management in an organization is to achieve corporate sales goals and objectives in an effective and efficient manner. That's the basic, you know, um, form of the basic purpose of any form of management, to achieve corporate set goals and objectives in what, not just to achieve, but in effective and efficient manner. So now, who is the manager? Talking about management. Who is the manager? Do you want to talk about management and the manager? They are two different things. Manager is an individual, but management can be referred to as a body of individuals. So now we have, who is a manager? Another, among other things, a manager is one who has who is charged with the responsibility. Someone who has the responsibility stuck to his shoulder. And this responsibility is to plan, is to organize, to lead, to control available resources, not just anyhow, but in an effective and efficient order. Why does he have to control? Why does he have to manage? Why does he have to lead effectively and efficiently? because there is a goal that it has been there is a goal that has been set aside for him to achieve. Now let's put this together. Manager is someone who is charged with the responsibility of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling available resources effectively and efficiently in order to achieve organizational purpose. Resources here may include resources here, talking about resources now, it includes man, machine, money, time, information. So we have that as that. So we have the concept of manager in profit and non-profit. The concept, it's a different concept. Management has a different concept. When we talk about profit and non-profit organization, it's a different thing entirely. Now, management is essential in all organization, be it profit or non-profit organization. Management principles are are the same all over the world. It's a universal concept with its basic function. Management is a universal concept, and its basic functions are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. This keeps coming up and it keeps popping up. Let's take note of this. The basic concept of management, the basic function of management. It's actually a universal concept, and its basic function is to plan, organize, lead, and control. Now, let's not forget that it is erroneously believed that the concept of management applies majorly to profit making organization, which is not true, and less of non-profit making organization. Okay, so we have there is also the perception, that the term administration is strongly linked to non-profit making organization and less to profit making organization. Management is a universal concept applied in organizations that have people working together with a structure that harness its scarce resources in order to accomplish corporate goals. In so now so in either form of organizations, the concept of management is the same. Management is about achieving results and not just profits. It's just that when we talk about profit making organization, because they are profit oriented. You understand? That they go all out to make profit. That is their own results. There are no results if there are no profits. For example, let's use bank for example. You recorded more customers, like 10,000 increment in customers compared to this month compared to last month, and the level of generated income of the bank is even less compared to what they did for last month. As far as the bank is concerned, there is no result. If you're having more customers registered this month, then our profit should have increased, because more customers means many more people are saving their money with us, they are banking their money with us, and the more they bank, the more the bank gets profit from whatever it is they are banking with them. So for that organization, it is profit. Profit is the result. Talking about non-government, non-profit organization now, they are not profit oriented, but they also have their own targets. Speaking about NGOs now, NGOs want to reach out to many lives, improve, bad bad communities with kids out there not going to schools, not properly fed. That is their own target, and that is what they see as result. How many outreach you were able to do, how many programs you were able to do, how many lives you're able to touch. So it's a different thing there, but basically it's a universal concept that still has to do with managing, controlling, leading, and organizing. So we have that as that. So that brings us to the conclusion of Unit One, which says, by now, management is concerned with, we all know now that management is concerned with getting things done to other people. Primarily, purpose of management is to achieve desired goals, efficiently utilizing available resources. So you have all that for Unit One. You've been able to shred what management means in both profit and non-profit organization, and we'll be able to understand that it's a basic universal concept. So we have Unit 2 of Module 1, which we are going to be talking about the foundation of what entrepreneurship is. So in this, we're going to be talking about the definition of entrepreneurship, the concept of entrepreneurship, the role of entrepreneurship, okay, management versus entrepreneurship, who's an intrapreneur, and the meaning of entrepreneurship, characteristics of entrepreneurship. All this we'll be talking about in this unit. So now, entrepreneurship is just like economics. It has a lot of definitions. A lot of scholars, a lot of persons giving his or her own definition to what it is. So I'm just going to be taking just a few definitions from different scholars. And the very first person we are going to be taking is from Inegbenedo, and Ibino Wahia. Inegbenedo and Ibino Wahia in 2011 said that entrepreneur is a person who has possessions of enterprise, venture, and assumes significant accountability to inherit risks and outcome of the enterprise. So we have, according to Jones, George, and Hill, entrepreneurs are individuals who notice opportunity and take responsibility for mobilizing the resources necessary to produce new and improved goods and services. Well, we can go on and on. We have Sharma, 1999. Entrepreneurs as the owners of business who contribute to capital and bear the risks of uncertainties in business life. So we have, we can go on and on. We have Drucker. Drucker defines entrepreneur as someone who always search for change, respond to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. That's from Drucker. We have that as that. Okay. The process of performing the roles of entrepreneurship is called entrepreneurship. Let's take this. The process of performing the roles of an entrepreneur. So the entrepreneur is the individual, while entrepreneurship is the process of performing that role as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is defined as the process of performing the roles of an entrepreneur. So we have that as that. But basically, when we talk about who an entrepreneur is, an entrepreneur is somebody who is set out to who is set out to discover business opportunity and take advantage of it. So that is my basic, simple, straightforward definition to what one entrepreneur is. So we have that as that. While there are several definitions of entrepreneurship, the central idea of the concept incorporates uncertainty and risk taking, innovation, perception, and change. While there are several definitions of what entrepreneurship is, the central idea of the concept incorporates one, uncertainty and risk, innovation, perception, and change. Let's not forget we said somebody who an individual who is set out to discover new opportunity, and discovering new opportunity, the certainty that it will work and certainty that it will not work is high. It's a game of 50-50. But nevertheless, they are not discouraged. They take upon it. They take upon this risk and uncertainty, work it out, bring innovation, and this innovation change things. So we have the take risks, innovate, and change things. So we have that as that. Now the role of entrepreneurship in the developing society. The role of entrepreneurship, we have employment generation, we have productivity, we have adaptation to technology, ensures increased resources utilization, and lots more. So we have that as that. So we have the function of entrepreneurship. We have the functions are the perception and identification of business opportunity. We'll talk about function. What are the things they do? That's what it means by function. Talking about function, we have the perception and identification of business opportunity. We've been saying this just before now. They identify, they recognize and define unsatisfied needs of individual. That's what an opportunity is. When people are saying this is what we are used to. When people look at these things, I can even refer to them as scientists. Let's not forget with our GST philosophy of science. We said as And as a scientist, you have to have an inquiring mind, an open mind. Ask questions. This is how this thing is. This is how this thing has been done. What if we do it this way? Will it improve what has been? Will it improve upon what has been? That's how an entrepreneur thinks. What we call opportunity identifying opportunity. So we have selection of legal form, the location side of the business, identify, select, and acquire key resources. You know, then you come talk about the innovation. Then we'll talk about the risk bearing. So their functions. Talk about management of ongoing enterprise. It's a continuous process. So we have that as that. So we have management versus entrepreneurship. Now we have Maurice Kurakko and Covin in 2011 made a clear distinction about made a clear distinction between management and entrepreneurship. According to them, management is the process of setting objectives and coordinating resources, including people, in order to attain those objectives. In essence, management involves getting things done through others by Maurice Kurakto and Covin. Management means getting things done through others. Is an so we have in a sense, management is a transformation process where technical, human, conceptual skills are used to transform input into output. So we have in addition, managers must understand how organization reacts with the external environment and how different parts of the organization work together. By so doing, managers will be able to carry out their responsibilities effectively. Now, management is both an art and a science. It's an art because it involves the use of instinct. Management is both an art and a science. What makes it an art is that it uses instinct, and as a science because it involves logic. So we have that as that. I think that was somebody was trying to call me. It's the wrong time to call me now. I'm on live in this live stream. So we have that as that. So speaking of which, management and entrepreneurship. Okay, we're able to identify that. Entrepreneurship now requires vision. Okay. I think. Okay. Now we have okay. Organization. A balance is achieved between discipline management and entrepreneurship. Management now requires focus, attention to basic management principles and values, strong sense of accountability for results. Entrepreneurship requires vision to take risk and focus on creating the future. Achieving this balance suggests that managers must become entrepreneurship. So can we say then management is limited compared to entrepreneurship? Because entrepreneurship is not just result oriented, but entrepreneurship is more than result oriented. Management is just result, 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 although they might not be willing to take risk. It might be dogmatic when we talk about management. But when we talk about entrepreneurship, and let's not forget, management is more of a group of individuals. And how effective can this result be achieved? But talking about entrepreneurship, it's an individual thing. Somebody who is ready to take up responsibility, somebody who is ready to take up risk, bear the cost, but ensures that it pulls through. So there's a vision. You know, achieving this balance suggests that managers must therefore become entrepreneurs. In other words, optimization of current operation must be done by managers while at the same time engaging in activities that make current operation obsolete. Now, so we have so who's an entrepreneur? So according to Jones, George, and Hill, an entrepreneur is a manager, an entrepreneur, not entrepreneur now, an intrapreneur, a scientist, a manager, a scientist, a researcher who works inside an existing organization and notices opportunities for product involvement, improvement, and is responsible for managing the product development process. So an entrepreneur is intra now, not entrepreneur, intrapreneur, a manager, a scientist, a researcher who works inside an existing organization and notices opportunities for product involvement and is responsible for managing the product development process. That is who an entrepreneur is. So we have that letter. So we have intrapreneurship requires special attention from managers because yes, Mr. Julius, you are right. Entrepreneurs employ managers. Definitely. Yes. Like we can take Elon Musk for example. A lot of you know managers at the table when they are doing their meeting. A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them. Accountants, managers, advisors, all thanks to one man who is the entrepreneur who took up this risk and now it's paying off. So we have entrepreneurship requires special attention from managers because you can imagine an entrepreneur is kind of limited compared to an entrepreneur because an entrepreneur still works under a manager compared to an entrepreneur who has a manager working under him. So now we have that as that. So entrepreneurship requires special attention from manager, because by design it cuts against the grain of established organizational activities. Thus, we might expect the following are the important support entrepreneurship requires: explicit goal for interpersonal processes, system of information, emphasis on individual responsibility, reward for creative efforts. Okay, Mr. Yola say I should come again. Okay, I think if I'm not mistaken, let me take it from here. An entrepreneur could be a scientist, could be a manager, or a researcher. But the basic thing is that an entrepreneur is someone who works inside an organization, an existing organization. Okay, who manages who? Now, talking about an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is the one who has managers working for him. Let's take for example Aliko Dangote, one of the richest man in Nigeria. He is an entrepreneur, not an intrapreneur. So as an entrepreneur, you have managers working for you. You have accountants, you have advisors, you have specialists, you even have an intrapreneur working under you. And all thanks to the fact that as an entrepreneur, you took up the responsibility of taking the tax of risk bearing, because definitely no entrepreneur started while he has made it. They all realize, just like the little bit I know about Dangote, he was buying, he realized that Dangote cement then we're not producing it from Nigeria here. He imports it from abroad, then he rebrands it, he resells. So over time, he then starts think about, okay, what if we produce, okay, awesome, Mr. Jonas. So he said to himself, what if we produce this cement here in Nigeria so that we can cut down the cost Because definitely importing it, bringing it into Nigeria and rebranding it costs a lot. So what if we can produce it here so that we can slash the cost? And that was how it started. You know, a lot of things to consider. Why is it that he did not even start producing it here before he started shipping it? He said he has not thought of it. Maybe he had thought of it, but he was not capable of handling that risk enough. You know, there's a lot of things involved. As at least we know of one he's doing in Lagos now. For how many years now he has been building a refinery in Lagos? For almost how many years now? So, but what we're talking about is that there's always a risk. You are not certain. Maybe he was not certain. That was why he has not introduced it even from the onset. I just have to take the risk, build, build plants, everything he needs to produce here in Nigeria, whether it work or not. Let's just go on. And eventually, it works today, and you can imagine how many have benefited from that single act of decision. So man, he's not even, he's a businessman. He definitely not need to be even in his company. A lot of people managing his company on his behalf, but he is still the entrepreneur, and it's just his one act of taking responsibility that has produced, you know, generational investment and opportunity. So that it works. So I believe you know what an entrepreneur is now. An entrepreneur is somebody that works, maybe a manager, a scientist, a researcher, works inside an existing organization, and he creates, to, and his basic responsibility is just to improve what has been already, improve upon what has been in the organization. So we have that as that. So we have what are the characteristics of an entrepreneur. So we have, we're talking about their function. Now here are their characteristics: drive and energy. We have self-confidence. We have long-term involvement. We have money as a measure. We have persistence in solving problem. Persistence in problem solving. We have goal setting. We have preference for moderate risk. Dealing with failure. Definitely, failure is one thing an entrepreneur will always come across. You have to know how to deal with failure. Desire for immediate feedback. Be open to critics. Use of resources. International. Okay. You have tolerance of ambiguity and uncertainty. So we have that as that. Then we move to unit 3, where we have corporate innovation on. Innovation means improvement on entrepreneurship. There's really nothing much here, but we'll just go through it very quickly. So we have 5 important practices for establishing innovation-driven organization. Follow. We have set explicit innovational goals, create a system of feedback, emphasize individual responsibility, and provide reward for innovation idea, and we have do not punish failure. So we have that on innovation of entrepreneurship. So we have entrepreneurial activities, 14 activities which entrepreneurs carry out in a business enterprise. We have exchange relationship, we have political administration, we have management control, we have technology, we have that as that. So we have difference between the entrepreneur and owner, manager of the business. Entrepreneur is quite different from the owner or manager of a business. All this is established. Just a little, we have the risk taking, time orientation, tolerance, and personal standards. You have management skills and motivation. So we have as that. There's really not too much on that. So we have discovering business opportunities. So here we're going to be talking about how you identify and recognize opportunities, some possible business idea, conducting market survey, marketing and promotional mix. So we have the main content. So we have identifying and recognizing opportunities. So we have, most importantly, entrepreneurs recognize an opportunity and turn it into a successful business. You know, Barringer and uh, Ireland define opportunity as a favorable set of circumstances that create a need for a new product, service, or business. Favorable set of several set of what circumstances that creates a need for a new product, service, or a business. Now, most business ventures are stated in one or two ways. They definitely start them in one or two ways. And four, okay, we have some ventures are either internally stimulated or externally stimulated. In the latter, of the entrepreneur decide to launch a firm. Okay, so irrespective of which way an entrepreneur goes into a business, opportunities are hard to spot. So identifying a product, service, or business opportunity that is not merely a different version of something already available is difficult. Entrepreneurship make common mistake in the opportunity recognition process by taking a currently available product or service that they like or are passionate about and then try to build a business around a slightly better version of it. Now, the best approach to opportunity recognition is to identify a product or service that people need and are willing to buy, not one that entrepreneurs want to make and sell. Let me take that again. The need for you to identify a problem, an opportunity, and turn it into business. The basic thing behind it is not just discovering what you are passionate about and how you can slightly create a business on it. No. What you should be particular about is what the people need and they are willing to buy. They are willing to spend their money on. You can imagine, let's use Dangote for example. Started with cement, now he's doing sugar and other things. All these things, he already made money. Why not think of why don't he why is it that he didn't even go for things people are not even ready to buy and begin to market that people can buy? No. What people are willing to buy and pay their money on. The best approach to opportunity recognition is to identify a product or service that people need. People need this product, and then you know what you need. Definitely, you're willing to pay your money. Purchasing power. We say when the purchasing power is high in economics, not a product that entrepreneurship want to make and make people to buy it. To take a while. So we have that and that. Now, now distinguish between a business idea and a business opportunity. Now, starting point of a new business creation process is an idea. That's the starting point. It all comes as an idea. And this can be used to satisfy and identify new needs, familiars and other. Now, an aspiring entrepreneur can have an idea and believes it's a great idea that would be an instant success in the market. Not all such ideas can translate into viable business opportunity. For example, now a business idea and business opportunity can be linked to a production process, which is input transformation and output process. A business idea represents the input stage, while a business opportunity represents the output stage. An entrepreneur may have a business idea that he or she believes would be an instant success in the market. In transformation. Now, talking about business idea, it has two stages: the input stage, which is the business idea stage, and the output, which is the business opportunity. So we're going to be talking about sources of business opportunity. Now, there are various sources from where the would-be entrepreneurship could get ideas, from which he will then choose and develop into viable business opportunities. Now, let's identify some various sources from which useful ideas can be generated. So we have copy of existing successful business forms, personal or other people human experience, work experience, a hobby, franchise. We're talk about franchise now. When a license is granted by government or company to a person or group, allowing him or her to use or sell certain products. Probably, when we say franchise now, let's take Dangote Cement for example. You want to be a franchise of Dangote. You have to go and get legal documentation from them for you to sell their product. Vacation consultants, you know, joint effort and okay, excuse me. We have some possible business idea. We have babysitting service, baking, art and crafts, bicycle, auto, appliance repair, catering. All these are business idea, and we have that as that. So we have conducting market survey. Business idea is not necessarily a good business opportunity. So you have to conduct market survey, identify the gap, understand who your competitors are, develop your product and services, and with that you can know if your business idea is good enough. So you have market survey or market research is a systematic way of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting market data that will aid the entrepreneur in making marketing decisions. So you have that as that. So market survey provides answers to two main questions, namely market question and competition question. Two answers. Two market survey provides answer to two questions, and these questions are market question and competition question. So we have market questions like who buys product, what are the characteristics of the people that buy, what are the benefits that customers expect from using the product, reasons for buying and not buying, why do you buy, why do you buy at present, what is the size of the market, competition questions are who are the competitors, how many are they, and where can they be found, what are the major characteristics of the competitors, what kind of key features of the competitors of product. So we have that as that. So we have marketing. It's all about environmental scanning. Okay, we have marketing. It's more of paid ads. This is done deliberately. To get your product across targeted audience. We have environmental scanning is a process of evaluating the environment with a view of identifying business opportunity. Environmental scanning helps the entrepreneurs to identify goods and services that are needed. To me, I feel environmental scanning is more visible research. We call visible studies. So we have that as that. So we have the 5 P's of marketing. The 5 P's of marketing. We have product, we have price, place, promotion, and people. So the 5 P's of marketing. So we have promotional mix. What do we call promotional mix? It includes advertising, sales promotion, publicity, and personal selling. That is the thing. That's what makes up promotional mix. We have advertising. We have sales promotion, publicity, and personal selling. I'll talk about advertising. We have personal form of promotion. About sales promotion involves activities which are essentially used to complete adverts. Personal selling, that's self-explanatory. Sales display and demonstration. Publicity, concerned with the presentation of firm image, product, service, ideas. People really like the public of what publicity. Personal selling him and marry specific products with specific customers. Personal selling. So you have so when you want to consider choosing a business opportunity, you need to put in mind your business experience. You have to have in mind skills required for successful operation of the business, financial capacity, the risks involved, and whether you're going to get support or owner personal interest. Your personal interest matters a lot when you're choosing the business. Desired level of income, legal, regulatory, and so on. So we have that as that, and I believe that brings us to the end of module 1, and brings us to the end of the class the fourth phase of the class, and we'll be having the second phase of the class by 9:30 thereabouts, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be taking unit the module 2. We're going to continue from module 2, and hopefully we can also conclude module 2 tonight, and the next class we're taking module 3. So now next module we're talking about feasible analysis and financing of a business. So thank you very much, guys. It's been wonderful. I believe we learned a thing or two, and I believe we have our writing materials. I mean, I've written down a lot of points, enough points, and I want us to always go back to these things we've written down, and it should definitely help. We have to keep going back to check, dust our books, check back and stuff with them. It's what matters. Thank you very much, guys. This to the end of today's tutorial. Meeting again by 9:30 thereabouts. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys have gained a thing or two. I hope to see you in the next class. Bye bye.